the case for staying through the full Montessori early childhood program. We know that many of you are at a crossroads, wondering what comes next after your child's 3-year-old year. Maybe you're hearing that it's time to move on to public transitional kindergarten. Maybe friends or neighbors have already made that choice. We completely understand. It's natural to wonder if staying makes sense. But we want to share with you what we've learned, not just from research, but from decades of seeing children grow here at Rockridge, and why the 4- and 5-year-old years in Montessori are absolutely transformative. There is a crucial decision. When Jack turned 4, his parents faced the same decision. They loved Montessori, but it was tempting to follow the crowd. Maybe he will be the only one left among his friends. Maybe it's time for a bigger playground or a real school. But here's what they didn't know, and what most parents don't realize until later. Leaving Montessori at age 4 means walking away just as the most important growth is about to begin. Let's take a peek at what public TK really looks like. California's transitional kindergarten programs are well-intentioned, but they vary dramatically from class to class. There's still no consistent statewide curriculum for 4-year-olds, and teacher credentials for TK are still being developed. What about the average day? About 3 hours of instruction, short group lessons, a few coloring sheets, early sight words, and circle time. It's fun, but it's not deep. The pace is set for the group, not for your child. In Montessori, the opposite is true. 4- and 5-year-olds spend long, uninterrupted periods working with real materials, reading, writing, exploring math into the thousands, learning geography and science with their hands. They move from imitation to mastery, from being helped to becoming the helper. That's when you start to see true confidence, that glow of independence and curiosity that makes Montessori children so distinctive. There is real science behind the Montessori magic. Brain neuroscience backs it up. Dr. Angeline Lillard's research at the University of Virginia found that Montessori children consistently outperform peers in reading, math, social understanding, and, most importantly, executive function. That means focus, memory, persistence, and emotional regulation, the skills that predict lifelong success. Harvard's Center on the Developing Child informs us that 70% of the brain's architecture for learning and self-control is formed before the age of 6. These are the years of the absorbent mind. Montessori doesn't just make children smarter, it builds the brain systems that make them love learning. A safe, civil, and joyful environment. Public TK and kindergarten programs are housed on large campuses. Hundreds of older students. Loud PA announcements. Loud bells. Even lockdown drills. That's the world we live in. But it's not what 4-year-olds need. Montessori classrooms are sanctuaries of calm and purpose. Children move freely. They learn grace and courtesy. They practice kindness, empathy, and concentration. It's not sheltering, it's developmental protection. Montessori prepare children for a world that doesn't exist. Yet, even the best traditional schools are still based on a model designed for the 19th century. However, our children's future will be shaped by artificial intelligence, automation, and rapid change. Montessori prepares children to think deeply, not to follow directions, but to innovate. When a child learns to plan their own day, solve problems, and stay focused, they're developing the very skills machines can't replace. Montessori children aren't just ready for school, they're prepared for life. You're not alone, and you're not the only ones considering staying. Children who stay in Montessori tend to become the top students in their next school. More Rockridge families are choosing to stay through the full early childhood program than ever before. Each year, that community grows, and so does the joy and confidence of our children. When you stay, you will continue to be part of something bigger, a community that believes in giving children the time and freedom to thrive. By the end of his 5-year-old year, Jack could read, write stories, do math into the thousands, and lead circle time for younger children. But most importantly, he was happy, centered, and confident. Jack's parents told us later, "We thought we'd be saving money by leaving. What we really would have lost was the most important years of his development." That's what this decision is about. An investment in the most critical years of your child's life. So stay for the whole Montessori early childhood experience, ages 3, 4, and 5, the years that truly shape a lifetime. You're not just choosing a school, you're choosing a philosophy that honors your child's potential and protects their natural love of learning.